of war crimes. But then the debate should be about if it's happened, on whose soldiers does the blame should be put. It's not whether or not we want to make a just war. So within this debate, we see that the negative side of the House probably got it wrong, ladies and gentlemen, because we believe that things happen in war, and when it happens, we believe that these foot soldiers should have the capability to attain justice, in which they can defend themselves to court by saying that I'm just following order. If they can prove that they're actually following order and not the other way around, we believe that can be the exit mechanism in which they can prove they're innocent and actually get their justice, ladies and gentlemen. Because we believe it is a special times when you talk about war, when you talk about the conduct of war crimes. Because in this moment, as my first speaker already explained to you, they are in special conditions in which these people are trained to follow orders. These people are actually cannot have other options, ladies and gentlemen. That is why we believe that in these situations, they should have the choice to make a defense based on saying that they're following orders. As the second speaker of the affirmative side of the House, I'll prove to you how by not acknowledging following order as a justified defense, it will harm the war efforts. But before that, let's analyze the case from the negative side of the House. Their main justifications is these soldiers actually know what just war is. Yes, of course. But in times of war, sometimes you have to follow orders that probably go way beyond something that you believe is right, ladies and gentlemen. And we believe at this moment, these soldiers do not have other options. We leave them with no options than following this order, ladies and gentlemen. The idea of just war is there, but then in the practicality, in the field, these people faces different problem, faces different order from their commander. And we believe, ladies and gentlemen, it gives these soldiers they're in the situations in which they actually cannot get away from. And second, they believe that this should not be put blame on the hat because there might be a wrong interpretation somewhere along the line. Well, then the question will be, why suddenly do you believe that these foot soldiers that might not have these wrong interpretations should be put on blame? Because at the very first place, as the affirmative side of the House, we can see that if these soldiers cannot explain and prove that they are actually following orders, then it's okay for them to be punished. But if they can prove that they're actually following orders and what they're doing is orders from probably the general, then they're supposed to be innocent, because at the very first place, it is not them that planned the murder. It is not based on their personal intentions to do this thing. Therefore, they don't really have. People don't really have the justifications to actually put them on the blame. Now, going to my point, which we believe that. Yes, before I go.
So you're saying that the right wing of Joseph Goebbels should never be tried because he has massacred a lot of Jews?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that's the case of following order, then yes, because he's only doing what these people up in the lane of him, ladies and gentlemen. Because we believe that when it comes to war, these people, these foot soldiers, they don't really have the capability to think, to do something with their intentions. They're only doing order based on the intentions of their general, for example, ladies and gentlemen. That is why, at the very first place, you get a different treatment between planned murder and just simple murder. Because at the very first place, these people actually plan this thing, they have the intentions to do so, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that these people should be put innocent because they don't really have the intentions. It is not based on their personal motives to do such things. Now, going to my point, which we believe that it will harm the war effort if you don't acknowledge this as a justified defense. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you say that it is not a viable option to actually defend yourself in the trial when you're already home and when you're suddenly faced with trials, and it is no longer a viable option for you to say that, hey, I'm innocent because I'm just following orders, what will happen? These people on wars, which we believe is crucial to the strategy of war, will start to have a second guess, because now if I'm following orders, then this might lead me to like hundreds of years in jail because it's probably a war crime. So I might have to take every order coming from my general for my own sakes to save my own ass, ladies and gentlemen. So we're saying that to put these people in a dilemma, to put them in a second guess and thinking, what if I do this, what will happen in the future? We're saying that it is bad because when you're in war, you need the foot soldiers that are actually following the chain of command. What you're doing in this, you're saying that this chain of command is no longer valid because you can't even defend without using this reason. So we're saying that allowing these people to think for themselves, because now they have these personal motives, their personal interests to save themselves in trial, is bad. You don't need that many hands in war. That is why you have the general making the strategy, as they said. That is why you have those people up above to make the decisions. Because these people is the people that know what is at stake in war. But to make these people to think for themselves, you're allowing these people to make a judgment on war based on their personal decisions, based on their personal emotional motives. And we're saying that it is bad because in war, it is not the war of an individual. It is a war of a nation. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, these general is the people that know what happened at sea, what happened in land, what happened in air. That is why they're making a specific calculations. We're saying that when you allow these people to make the strategy, it's good because you have a coherent strategy to actually attain the goal of the war, which is victory, to win the war effectively. But yet when you allow these people, the foot soldiers, to second guess because now they believe that if I probably raid a house, probably raid a terrorist cell, it might lead me to a war crime because I'm not really sure what happened inside. I just got the order to actually raid the house. This second guess is not the thing that you want in war, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want these people to make a personal judgment on the war of the nations. So ladies and gentlemen, to attain this victory on war, you need a coherency. You need these people to trust that their chain of command will back their, will actually serve them, will actually protect them in the future if something goes wrong. We need them to trust that the order that they're following will not lead them to jail. So ladies and gentlemen, here we see that by applying the policy in which we do not acknowledge the order as a valid defense, we're giving these second guesses toward these people. And we're saying that it should not happen if you want to attain victory, because you need these people to be in the same coherent strategy, and too many hands will be wrong. So, as the affirmative side of the house, we already proved to you that at the very first place, doing this work, acknowledging that order is actually a valid defense, you're allowing these foot soldiers to actually have all means necessary to attain justice as an individual. Because we see that these soldiers is no different than any individual, any citizens, they just happen to be at war. Thus, we believe that attaining justice, your ability to prove that you're innocent, should be should open wide, ladies and gentlemen. And we're saying that these ability to point out that I'm just following order can be a great chance for these people to prove that they're innocent, because at the very first place, what they're doing at war, their commander might be somewhat a bad guy, but by doing this, that these people can actually prove that they're innocent, and we believe that further not acknowledging this order will actually harm the war efforts, which we believe is something that you don't want to make at times of war.